everybody, I'm Julie Moran.
I'm Olga Villaverdi.
Welcome to The Balancing Act. Thanks so much for being here with us. We're having a good time.
We are. We have lots to cover today, from preventative healthcare for our four-legged friends to our continuing series on addiction and tips to help you make the grade.
It all starts right now. Stay with us.
Continue our 12-part series, Reclaim Your Life. The disease of addiction will often change a person's entire way of thinking, but there are very specialized treatments available, as I found out when I visited Transformations Drug and Alcohol Treatment Center in Delray Beach, Florida, and met the people behind their Serenity Lounge and Brain Solutions program.
The people who benefit from our program come from a variety of backgrounds, but the one thing that they have in common is they're all struggling with addiction. They come in with severe anxiety, PTSD, ADHD, and they're unable to actually participate in their treatment. We offer several different programs to meet a wide variety of clients. For example, we have an over 30s program, we have an under 30s program, we have a Christian program. We provide a holistic approach to all of those programs. We also do genetic testing upon admission to see what works and what doesn't in each individual client. We really cater to their individual needs because we know how important it is when overcoming addiction. This is an epidemic and clients are dying every day. So we do what we can to really help them overcome what they need to before they leave here. 30 days is not long enough.
As a master's level clinician, Megan Garvey is assistant director at Transformations Drug and Alcohol Treatment Center in Delray Beach, Florida. She knows only too well how addiction can actually change a person's way of thinking, negatively affecting their behavior and emotions, and even their will to live.
My low point was I ended up in a psych ward in Pennsylvania, I don't know how, high on crack, heroin, and Xanax. My dealers even were telling me to go to rehab. My family wasn't behind me. I was homeless, in a psych ward, no money, no nothing, and I didn't know if I wanted to live anymore. That was my lowest point.
Megan, how typical is Parker's story?
It's pretty typical. Clients come in hopeless and confused and scared of change, and we try to instill in them hope and insight to the severity of their addiction, to the changes that could be made. We can actually change that story they've been telling themselves for their entire life. I'm not good enough, I can never change, and we could change that thought process from negative cognitions into positive cognitions before treatment even starts.
Now, when we talk about working with the brain and changing a person's way of thinking, how do you go about that? That seems so challenging.
With Brain Solutions, we actually offer them a brain assessment online. So they complete that and then they get results right away for, what games they actually need to play online in order to create those certain neural pathways in their brain in order to change their functioning. For example, cognitive functioning, how they process information, how they regulate their emotions. And also, there's a game called Bubbletopia, and you click the little bubbles and it actually changes negative cognitions into positive ones just by identifying the positive words over the negative ones.
By means of these online games, a therapist will have the ability to objectively track the extent of cognitive and emotional recovery in that client. Along with the Brain Solutions services is the Serenity Lounge. Megan, I've been to the Serenity Lounge. Tell me what goes on in there.
Well, the client goes in and lays down, and there's a combination of vibroacoustics and music therapy. And it actually helps the client to calm down, relax, and more able to participate in treatment.
Through the vibroacoustics, your body's 60% water, so the vibration with the music puts your whole body in sync, allows the relaxation to take place, it releases stress, muscle tension. These are awesome, amazing machines for anyone, no matter what the symptom.
And have you noticed when they go to the Serenity Lounge and they're there and they come out, what do you see?
I see them more at peace. I see them more ready to participate in treatment because a lot of clients come in and they're resistant. They don't want to be sober. The drugs have hijacked their brain, and so this is a way to get their brain back and really help them reestablish their sense of self, because that's what recovery is all about.
The Serenity Lounge and Brain Solutions is just one aspect of the unique treatments offered. Brain wave training is also offered here through a system called Brain Paint, a neurofeedback program that actually teaches the brain to work at its full capacity.
We are able to actually modify what they need, and their brain actually does the healing itself through brain paint and brain solutions by creating those new neural pathways to actually changing negative cognitions into positive ones.
I actually love the name that this place has, Transformation, because it truly was a transformation for me. It changed my life.
These specialized services, the Serenity Lounge, Brain Paint, can mean a total transformation in thought patterns so that each person can find serenity in treatment. We hope you'll continue to join us in our Reclaim Your Life series as we show you how these unique programs set Transformations Drug and Alcohol Treatment Center apart, continues to help those in addiction on the road to recovery. Next time, we're going to see how their First Responders program aids those in need of recovery. Remember, for more information, you can go to transformationstreatment.center or our website, thebalancingact.com.
Thanks so much for that, Olga. And coming up, health and wellness care for our beloved pets. Stay with us. As you probably know, there are so many benefits to pet ownership, and that's one of the reasons we love having them around. But just like we do preventative care for ourselves, you should also consider doing the same for your four-legged friends. We're talking preventative pet wellness care. My colleague Olga Villaverdi is at a pet store that hosts a clinic delivering these services. Hi, Olga. I'm so jealous. I wish I was there.
I wish you were here too. Look how cute this Yorkie is. Hi, Gina. Say hi, Julie. This is Gina. She's adorable. But first, let me tell you, I am at Pet Supplies Plus in Delray Beach, Florida. And joining me this morning, two fabulous people. Will Santana, he is the founder and creator of VIP Pet Care. And Dr. Katie Fleer, she's the medical director. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me. I almost forgot. Hold on. And this is Ink. She is a gorgeous lab. And Dr. Rothen as well. Okay, so now that I introduced everybody, I've got to give Gina back to her daddy. James, if you can grab Gina. She's getting a little testy with me. I gotta get it. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning. Well, thanks for being here. Well, let's talk about VIP Pet Care. What exactly is that?
We created to give pet owners a convenient and affordable way to get preventative veterinary services. I was working as a veterinary technician when I was in school 20 years ago in Northern California, and we saw the need to bring preventive services to the communities, and we partner with pet retailers to do that. So we work with over 2,000 pet retailers around the country.
Okay.
Pet Supplies Plus is one of our largest partners, and we bring in a doctor and technicians on a regular basis, and we do vaccines, blood tests, and simple prescriptions.
And doctor, before I bring you in, let's talk about having a doctor like her. She really stays on top of everything that everybody needs to know about their pet.
Yeah, she's always looking at the current standards of care and communicating with all of our 800 veterinarians that work with us and talking about what's the best practices and the way we should continue to improve our services for our pets.
And Dr. Fleer, what kind of services are provided, and what do you do to make that difference for someone that comes in and says, you know, this is like a daughter to me?
Absolutely. We do basic preventative care, so we do all the vaccinations for dogs and cats. We also do heartworm testing and prevention. We do flea prevention, tick prevention, basic diagnostic testing. And it's very, very important for every pet to have those things.
And when should they receive those vaccinations?
Absolutely. As a puppy, they should receive at least one series of vaccinations, and then annually they should receive another booster every single year.
And when people come in and they bring their animals, I know you guys go the extra mile because it's not just a business, but it's almost becoming like a family, isn't it?
It is. It is a family. Yeah,
Pets are part of people's family.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And let's talk about microchipping. A lot of people still don't do that today, and I was reading here, and I found this alarming. Every year, 10 million dogs and cats are lost or stolen in the U.S. I didn't know that. And 1 in every 3 pets will become lost at some point in their lives. pretty important then to consider it?
Absolutely. Every pet should be microchipped. Any pet can be lost at any time, even if they're an indoor pet. You never know when the door will be left open and the pet can get out. So very important to have that permanent form of identification. Every shelter and veterinarian should be scanning for those chips. And so if your pet ends up in one of those places, then we can definitely get them back home.
And we automatically enroll you in a national database. So we register your pet when we microchip the pet. And actually anyone who comes into the clinics, if they have a chip, we make sure they're registered in the database with their current contact information. If your pet's registered or your pet is microchipped, it's 2.5 times more likely to be returned home and won't spend days or nights in a shelter.
And speaking of home, I think Ink at this point, she wants to go back with Daddy. So Alex, let me bring you in. You can grab Ink. Look how happy she gets. How old is she?
She is 15 weeks.
Ooh, she's gonna get big, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, we got another one over there too. Oh, she's a cutie too. Is this your only dog?
Yes, it is.
And you come here to Pet Supplies Plus, and you also do VIP pet care?
Yeah. I actually come here and shop for dog food, and I actually seen that you guys have veterinarian services, so I went ahead and gave it a shot, and it turned out to be great. Knowledgeable doctors on hand, and definitely great services.
Looking out truly for Ink, you feel?
Yeah, definitely. I can't even complain. It's been great. They take good care of her. They stay up to date with all the records, so it's always been convenient for me. And they usually get me out in and out really quick.
Okay. I love the name, by the way.
Yeah.
Aw, so cute. Well, thank you so much for being here, Doctor. Thank you so much for your time.
You so much.
Alex, thank you.
right,
and
thank you.
Doctor, thank you so much for all the information. Will, real quick for our viewers out there who'd like more information on VIP Pet Care, where do they go?
To VIPpetcare.com.
VIPpetcare.com. Thanks again. I love being outside of the studio. I'm telling you, Julie, you missed out, okay? Of course, for more information on all of this, you can go to our website, thebalancingAct.com.
Project ALS, founded in 1998 by theater producer Jennifer Estes, her family and friends, is devoted to understanding, treating, and ultimately curing ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Recently, I attended their 17th annual Tomorrow is Tonight gala in New York City, which featured a celebrity family feud hosted by comedian Caroline Rhea and starring Ben Stiller, his wife Christine Taylor, Katie Couric, Juliana Margulies, and so many more. It was all in good fun, but more importantly, raised awareness for this devastating disease that will affect 1 in 25 Americans. How are you? Hey, we're here for Ben and Juliana. It's raining, but it's going to be a great night. An intimate but dedicated group came out in support of Project ALS, leading the charge Jennifer Estes' sisters, Meredith and Valerie. Do you remember this 16 years ago? Here you are, George, Ben.
Oh, yes. That was in LA.
In LA. And you have been so faithful to this Project ALS for 16 years. Why are you so committed?
It's just when you see a friend slowly die from this disease, it feels like the only thing you can do. They're doing tremendous work and we're seeing results, and that's the difference. You know, when you see the money going to something that's actually helping, you start to have hope.
I think that I so appreciate the approach of Project ALS because it's really all about the science. And what we're finding today is that some of the science is being applied to understand ALS, whether it's stem cell research and other kinds of therapies. They can be applied to all kinds of neurological diseases.
Do you know why they're committed, Julie? It's because the research we're doing is critical. It's critical for our understanding of the human brain, and not just for diseases like ALS, but also Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. They're all related. So what we learn about one, we learn about all.
One of the evening's big highlights, Celebrity Family Feud. Tell me how you think Team Stiller will do tonight.
Ben and I are going to do some strategizing, you know, before the big Family Feud game. I think we have some stuff up our sleeves, and you know what? Maybe we can outsmart the doctors.
So you chose not to play with your husband, is that correct?
I had no choice in the matter.
Yeah, they put the teams together.
No choice in the matter. I showed up and I hear that this is my team captain, and I said yes.
Once the game got underway, the stars got very competitive, but for a great cause.
Women change their minds. What do men change? Their underwear. All right, their underwear. Let's see. Is underwear up there?
Number 1.
Oh!
Oh, wives.
How many
air conditioner.
An air conditioner. Good answer. Show me air conditioner. Oh! Man. Name the most wrinkled part of Richard Kine's body. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Name the most wrinkled part of the body. Oh my God, you can't even think of something because you're so flawless. Just like this. Name a high-paying occupation.
Comedian.
Absolutely. Good answer. Maybe would have gone with TV journalist. Okay.
You hear the music. You won. Team Stiller took them down.
I just feel stress and sweat. It's such a stressful game.
But let me go back to something serious. Why are you so committed to Project ALS?
It's something I've been connected to from the beginning because I knew Jennifer, who started the organization, and we all, feel her energy in this. It's a very family feeling, but it's also a very productive organization that's raised so much money and actually brought scientists together to work together to help find a cure, and they're actually making a difference.
Indeed. The night also honored those who continue to find a cure.
Sometimes working really hard in the lab, you kind of lose track of everyone else who's out there and who's suffering.
I'm going to ask you the toughest question of the night. I have two daughters, one 16, one 11. One thinks it's Zoolander 2, one thinks it's Two-Lander. Which is it?
200-lander.
2016, everybody watch it. Thank you.
All right.
Just love him. What a night. And on a serious note, Ben and those of us who were there when it all started 16 years ago remain as committed to Project ALS now as we were then. More than $1 million was raised for continued research on this night. And to learn more or to donate, you can head to projectals.org or our website, thebalancingact.com. Okay, time now for Class Literally with Rachel Lee.
And the pros at West Texas A&M University. Take a look.
Did you know? From our pros.
We get it. You're away from home for the first time. You have your own place and there's no one watching you, telling you what time to be home or that you have to clean your room or to attend class. But wait, that's why you're here, right? It's college and you must attend your classes or else. We don't want to go there, do we?
The most important thing, in my opinion, about attending class is you develop a consistent pattern of commitment to something that not every day you're going to see benefit from or that you're going to want to do. And that's essential in the professional world as well. I mean, let's be honest. There's days that I don't want to come to work, but I have to and need to. And so you develop that pattern here at the university, attending classes where, you look at the syllabus and you realize today's not a bad day to miss, but you go anyway. I think that's important.
Word to the wise, think strategically when registering for your classes. Will that 8 a.m. class 3 times a week work out for a night owl? Of course, you're not going to always get what you want, but high fives for trying. Another great tip?
It's important to get to know your professors on a more personal level. That provides opportunities for us to know you, to know your interests, your passions, to be able to help connect those to industry within our networks. If we know you and you know us, that we can provide for you, and all that's going to do is benefit you as a professional and enhance your learning opportunities at the university.
Those are good. You never know when you'll need an E for effort instead of an F for, well, you know the deal.
Look for more Did You Know from our pros. Brought to you by West Texas A&M University.
Great advice. I should have heard that when I was in school.
I totally agree. Well, that's our show for today, but head to our Facebook page and our website. We've got great information there.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
We'll see you next time.